The laser tape measure. Pam, send me an email and I'll send you a link to a cheaper one. Because the people that I reviewed the laser level, and she just sent me an email today. I felt so bad because she sent me an email today asking me to review their laser tape measure. And that one's only like $29 and the other one is like $60 on sale. So Lasgu is the one that I did the laser level review on, and they have a tape measure too that's a whole lot cheaper. And it does the same thing. I am watching your building without plans part 2. Part 1 and part 2 were great. Thank you. Hi, Cleveland Angel. So we got all of 2 people in here so far, huh? Yeah, I felt bad about that laser tape measure because I know one of my subscribers already bought the more expensive one. Hi, Ed. One of my subscribers already bought the more expensive one, and then this one's like half the price, and it's still a good brand. So if you send me an email, Pam, I'll send you the link to the other one. But I refused to, I declined reviewing it because I felt bad. So is everybody frozen yet? Pam, you probably got really cold weather up there too, right? Didn't you guys have a storm coming in? Or they're expecting snow up there or something? And are you home now, Ed, or are you still out shopping? Ed picked the worst day of the year to go to Lowe's. South of where you are, if you divide the state in half lengthwise, I'm above that snow line. Oh, nice. Good morning, Christy. Oh, wow. Angel. I have a friend in Pennsylvania. He's probably freezing to death right now. My toes are still numb. And it's only 27 degrees outside. Oh, I'm looking to see what time it is. It's 9 o'clock. Duh, I'm doing my live. That's where my brain is this morning. So yeah, I was editing that part 2 video until it went up this morning. I started editing it, I think at 3 o'clock this morning, and I finally got it done. And then I think I have 2 more videos to edit and put up to you guys, or 3. I don't remember. I have a lot of footage on my computer that I need to edit. I'm behind times because I've been busy, like working, and except for yesterday. Yesterday, I just spent the day in bed. My back, building those benches, my back was fine. I didn't have any back pain. Hi, Brandon. How are you? But I didn't have any back pain the whole time that I was out there building those benches. And then till the final day. You guys haven't seen that video yet, but that final day kicked my butt. So yesterday I did nothing. I had bought stuff to, I bought a ham and stuff to make dinner here. I didn't even do that. I stayed in bed. It hurt to get up and walk to get coffee. So I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. Mine was hi Journey. Mine was very boring and mundane. A lot of memories of my mom because we were planning Thanksgiving dinner just before she passed away, and the Monday before Thanksgiving is when she fell and then she stopped eating. And so we didn't do Thanksgiving that year. And you know how when you have the photos online, they like come up and give you all these memories, and there was like a lot of memories coming up of my mom on Facebook and stuff. So was just watching Weatherman Plus. He said around middle of December we should have an above average temperature for the southeast. Good. Maybe I'll get my deck built because Ryan Hall is saying that we're going to have a cold blast the beginning of December. The cold weather doesn't affect my back any. The only thing that was bothering me when I was building those workbenches is I suddenly developed a pinched nerve in my neck. And then Wednesday, I wrenched my back pretty good. I was laying on the floor trying to get this thing built, and yeah, I'm too old to be laying on the floor. It wasn't so much the laying on the floor as it was getting back up that did my back in, so. But now with these workbenches, hopefully I won't have to work on the floor much. And I think you guys will see in the video I put out today where I'm doing part 2. It was so much easier to cut that plywood from the bench instead of like having to get down on the ground and cut it. So those benches are going to make life a whole lot easier. So how was your Thanksgiving, Christy? It's harder than getting harder, yep. You got to use muscles and knees and stuff that don't really work all that well anymore. Let's do the question of the day before I forget. I don't think we'll have a lot of people in here today because I think a lot of people are out shopping. Not me, though. I'm not. I already bought my popcorn and my cranberries. That's all the Christmas spending I'm doing is for the birds. Okay, so question of the day for the 28th, which would have been yesterday. What is your favorite food to have as leftovers? I think they're talking about Thanksgiving, but my favorite leftovers is enchiladas. So we used to do, hi Pam. I already said Pam. I already said hi to you. I meant Patty. Hi, Patty. Oh, nice, Christy. Buttermilk wheat bread. Good morning, Patty. I am freezing. Turkey for sandwiches. I had that all last week, which is the reason why I bought a ham for yesterday, but I still haven't cooked it. I guess I'll be having that tonight. So I'll be having ham sandwiches all this week. Turkey and dressing. Well, we used to use the turkey to make enchiladas and sandwiches. So, but I prefer the turkey enchiladas. Okay, and then today's question of the day is best thing you have eaten this week. I don't know. I've been mainly eating fish and chips. Is YouTube your job? Wondering if I could do it for a living. I live very simple and mostly frugal. Huge question if I can make enough from YouTube to survive. It takes a long time to get a following. Most of the time I make maybe $200 a month. So I would say it wasn't until I started uploading more frequent that I started making more money. But I only count on like $200 a month. So, but I don't have a huge channel either, and it's taken me 5 years of YouTube to get to where I'm at. Stuffed peppers. Ooh. Banana bread. Yeah, I haven't really eaten anything wonderful this week. I had donuts. Does that count? That's what I'm going to put down. Because when I went to go get the pallets, I I got them from the donut shop, so I got a bunch of donuts. Ate those. So that was my wonderful food for the week. I know there are some channels that make mega bucks, but they have mega subscribers and mega views, and that's just not me. But I'm also not trying to make a whole lot of money on YouTube, so I focused more on organic growth and like my numbers. Food is appreciated, but not as enjoyed as in years past. Um, I only have 3,500 subscribers, but most of my videos get like 1,500 views. And I see other channels that have 30,000 subscribers and they get 82 views on a video. So I think it depends. I know it depends on how many views you get on each video. Binky Beals, good morning. I ran across your channel a month or so ago and went 3 years back. Oh my goodness. Needless to say, you're my hero. I'm just doing what I'm doing, man. I'm not really a hero. But thank you. I'm thinking about putting some hot hand packs in my boots. Oh, you know what? I have some of those around here somewhere. I might stick them in my socks. Yeah, I was out fumbling in the dark this morning with just my little slip-on shoes, and my feet have not defrosted since. It's all Ed's fault. He texted me at, what time was it, Ed? It was before it was light outside, and asked what the brand was on my table saw, and I'm like, I don't know. I know my miter saw is a DeWalt, but I had no idea what my table saw was. It was a Craftsman. But yeah, I got to get back out in the shop today, and I don't feel like it. Tough curly shred by for Nor. Thanks, Brandon. I don't see myself as tough either. I don't see myself as a tomboy. Some people think that I'm a tomboy, and I'm really not. I don't like go four-wheeling or quadding or fishing or any of that other. I mean, I'd like to learn how to fish, but I don't do all that other stuff. I just like to build things. I grew up in a house where there wasn't, what's it called? You know, like my brother did the dishes and cooked, and we took out the garbage. There was no, I can't think of the word. Resilient, brave, and fearless. No, I have a lot of fear. Not as much as when I first moved out here, but that's why I have my little, oh, I'm not drinking out of it today, my faith over fear cup. It's a reminder to me constantly to have faith instead. That's true, Christy. And it seemed to work. I mean, I did the inversion table yesterday and I did a bunch of stretches and my back feels fine now. Rough but lovable. I like that. Crusty. Yeah, well, and my mom did that. I mean, my mom wasn't the type of person to sit around and wait for my dad to get home. If she wanted shelves, she built shelves. Hi, Patty. If she wanted a closet built, she built a closet, and then she moved into a mobile home when she retired. My dad had passed away years before, but she moved into a mobile home. And I remember her going in there and just she didn't like the walk-in closet. She wanted more space in her room. So she just went in there and ripped the closet out. And that's what I grew up around. My aunt's the same way, So, so I think a lot of people think that I'm a tomboy, but I'm not. If I want it done, I do it. Little mustard seed of faith grow. Yep. Oh, and my feet are so cold. Determined, persistent. I would say I don't give up easy. Yes, I'm genetically predisposed to tearing things up and rebuilding them. My grandfather moved into my mom's dad. He had 3 girls and he wanted boys. And then he moved in when my mom was like a year old. They moved into this little 1 room house. I think it was just 1 room and a kitchen when they first moved in. And he added on to all that, built a garage, built several bedrooms, another apartment in the back for my great grandmother. And then later on, he bought, there were some buildings, I think they were from like an army base or something. They were just little 1 bedroom apartments, but it was a duplex. And he bought that and moved it to his property and rented those out too. So, but he was a tile setter and, you know, in the Depression era. So reuse, repurpose, he can make anything work. And I learned a lot from watching him. Like I remember him coming out to our house. We had moved to Northern California from Southern California, and he came out to visit. And I wanted a bicycle, and there was this pile of bicycle parts in the backyard. And he's like, well, you want a bicycle? Go build one. You have all the parts. And so he took me and my little sister out there, and we dug through this pile of broken bicycles and put together bicycles for my sister and I. And he used things like parts of coat hangers for the brakes and, you know, whatever. He's like, oh, you don't have brakes? Get me a coat hanger. And so I learned a lot from watching him. And I know my mom and both of her sisters are the same way. They're just, you know, get her done type of people. Yeah, independent. My mom was very independent and stubborn. So yeah, I'm probably going to be, I don't know. I don't really get depressed, but the holidays now kind of suck because my mom died right after Thanksgiving, between Christmas and Thanksgiving. And then my son passed away on New Year's Day. And it's just a lot of emotional stuff coming up. But I am going to try my best to do Vlogmas. So vlogging every day. And hopefully it won't all be out in the she shop. Hopefully I'll have that she shop done before December. But the way it's going, I kept thinking, oh, I'll have it done in a week. Not yet. Moved an apartment building to his property and turned it into a brick house with white columns. Oh, nice. I know my grandparents' house, they actually divided it in half because he had built the apartment on the back for my great-grandma. And so they wound up dividing that in half, and then they had the duplex in the front. So they had like 4 properties or 4 houses there that they could rent. Which I think is genius, but I don't want neighbors, so I'm not doing that. Like, well, I say I don't want neighbors, but I don't want neighbors right here next to me, and all the property I own is right here next to me. Yeah, the Vlogmas is kind of fun. I don't know that I'll do the whole month of December, but I'll do up until Christmas Eve. A video a day. I think the last week of December, I'm going to kind of disappear for a week and feel all the emotions around my son, because I know that they'll come up about then. But I loved the holidays when I was a kid, and I loved the holidays when my kids were little, but now it's pretty much just another day. You know, like all my family is back on the West Coast, and it's just another day. You know, like it didn't really matter to me if I had turkey yesterday or not. I bought the ham because Debbie had posted on Facebook that she was making ham, and I thought, oh, that sounds good. I haven't had ham in a long time, but I didn't cook it yesterday. It would have been too much standing yesterday, and my back wasn't dealing with it. Well, and in November, I've been uploading every other day, or trying to. I uploaded one yesterday and another one today because the one for today, there was a Black Friday special on that tape measure. So, but if you're looking to buy a tape measure, send me an email. I'll give you a link to a cheaper one. That's not even on sale for Black Friday. I'm your morning routine. I don't think I have a morning routine. I drink coffee until I feel like getting up and moving around. That's my morning routine. Well, I pray and I let the dogs out. And then, yeah, I drink coffee and I do my stretches and I drink coffee. And that's about it. That's my only predictable, unpredictable stuff. I like doing these morning live chats though because there's not a ton of people on here. So I don't have to worry about the chat going 1,000 miles a minute. And I'm glad I didn't miss Mac and Patty on Tuesday. I totally forgot that it was Tuesday and I fell asleep. But they didn't do a live stream Tuesday. Which reminds me, tonight is Teresa and Lee's Stringfield Ridge Farms live stream. I got to try and stay awake for that. I've been going to sleep at like 6 o'clock, 6:30 at night, and then waking up at about 3 in the morning. And that's when I usually do the editing and stuff after I've had a bunch of cups of coffee. So my sleep pattern's still all messed up. I'm just checking to see if I missed any comments. Teresa, Lee and Teresa, I hope so. I'll try my best to stay away for it because today's Friday, right? My days are all mixed up too. Like yesterday, I kept thinking it was Saturday all day. I guess because it was a holiday. I don't know. And then last Friday, I thought it was Saturday all day. So I thought everything was closing early and it was Friday. It's crazy. I'd like to get back to where I would get 6 hours of sleep, but I'm getting between 3 and 5. I usually get 8 hours of sleep, but going to sleep at 6 in the morning or 6 at night. Right. I think that's it, Patty. Well, except for I was falling asleep at 6 or 7 at night in the summertime too, so I can't blame that. I think it's because of the holidays, Christy. I haven't been in live streams much in forever, but I think it's because of the holidays right now that they're just busy doing life or whatever. And like I figured on here today, there wouldn't be that many people because everyone's out shopping or they're still in a food coma. Hi, Barb. They're probably all still in a food coma from eating pie and turkey and all that yesterday. 4 hours of sleep has become average. Oh no. Well, you're awake, so it's no wonder that you fall asleep so early. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be you work really hard while you're awake. But I really don't, Patty. I work maybe 2 or 3 hours and then I'm done for the day. That's about all I can do in one day is 2 or 3 hours. My favorite channels are, most of them are in here. Um, Southern Blessed Homestead, and for homesteading stuff, it's Southern Blessed Homestead, Stringfield Ridge, um, trying to think, the Tinker's Wife, when she uploads. North Star Prep Setter, she has a lot of valuable information on her channel. And then for building, I like DIY Different. I like the Somewhat Handyman. Um, oh my goodness, I didn't know there was a quiz today. Um, Greenacre Homestead, but I think they changed their channel name to Sam and Angela now. And then Fearfully Created. Those are the ones I could think of off the top of my head. Those are the building mobile home channels. I live in Washington and the time change and being in the dark all the time is really messing with my sleep schedule. I moved from Washington. I totally understand that. But you guys stay darker later. I mean, you stay light later than we do here. I mean, like, it's getting dark at like 4:30. We need to winterize the chicken house. I need to build a chicken house. Oh, Kathy stopped doing YouTube. See, I haven't been... I didn't know that she quit doing it. I used to catch her live streams, but... Oh, and I like Living Miracle Homestead. I try to catch all her videos. But I'm so far behind on videos. I would say the ones I follow faithfully are Southern Blessed and Gemini Homestead, Miss Lippy, and Stringfield Ridge. But I don't have a lot of time to watch. What I've been doing is, like right now I have a bunch of pellets. I have like, what did I say, 18 pellets, and I got to go back and get like 20 more. And I want to build a chicken coop out of it, but I haven't decided how I want the chicken coop to look. So now, like at night, I've been just watching all these pallet chicken coop builds to try and decide how I want to build mine. Oh, Kathy's been off too? I thought she just uploaded a video not too long ago, but yeah, exactly, Patty. There's a lot of channels I used to watch, like faithfully, and I don't have time. Oh no. Yeah, that's hard. The Alzheimer's. But yeah, it's hard to keep up. There's a lot of channels that I watch that I'll like wait 6 months and then go through and watch a bunch of them to catch up. Did put out a video like a week or something. It was just kind of an overview. She really misses the live streams and everything, but life is just too much. Well, I hope she gets back to it because she has a lot of valuable information on herbs and stuff that... But I can always go back and watch her old videos too. I have so much to learn. I want to do a lot more of herbal medicine stuff. Gosh, I wish these heaters would hurry up and heat this place up because I'm freezing. And that's the other thing. I'm going to have to... I have an old air conditioner that I want to put in the shop, but I got to figure out something so I can use that year round. There are things to make it easier to take care of them, and I am trying to improve. Oh, I will definitely do that, Patty. I saw one today where they did some chicken feeders that were like long tubes on the outside of the coop, and then it was PVC pipe on the outside with a cap on it, and you fill them out there, and then it came into like an L shape into their coop, and they could fill up those tubes and feed them for a week. But they only had like 4 chickens too, so. But I think I want to do that then buy the chicken feeders that you always have to try and get the yucky stuff out of the bottom because it got wet. Must be like my house. You have to have your feet up off the cold floor. Yes, my feet are up on the couch right now because the floor is freezing. Got into drama, so I check in once in a while. Yeah, I don't do the drama. If they start drama, I'm out of there. There's quite a few of them that I stopped following because of it. I have an old garbage ceiling fan in my garage. You know, I'm thinking about that. Mac and Patty gave me a ceiling fan years ago, and I have part of it. I have to find the other part of it. I think it's in my storage, but I was thinking about putting one of those up in the shop. Yeah, and see, that's the other thing, Patty, is I have to decide what size chicken coop I want because I don't want to be limited to 4 hens. Um, but I don't want 28 hens. We did that before, and that's too much. Yep, I get that too, Christy. In fact, I'm trying to slow down on, what people want. These people want me to review stuff, and I don't want to be the like review channel. So I think I have 2 more items, but I'm only reviewing things that I know I will use a lot, like the laser level and stuff like that. Fan helps to circulate the air. Oh wow, Angel, that would devastate me. Or I know they said there's like a thing with the ticks right now that you get some disease where you can't eat meat anymore. I'd like starve to death. If I couldn't eat meat or animal products, I'd starve to death. I'm not a vegan. And that's the other thing I want to try and do in December is cut out a lot of carbs. My floors are insulated, but there's big gaps in the insulation, especially right underneath my desk. I have no insulation in the floor right underneath my desk, and I have no skirting on the outside right there. And so my feet, when I'm sitting at the desk, get really, really cold. Yeah, I couldn't live without meat. I could live without poultry, but not beef and pork and like bacon is a necessity. Eggs is a necessity. And I'll be eating those a lot next month because I want to try and cut out carbs for a while. Just to try to help get rid of some of this weight so that my back isn't affected by it. I stopped following a lot of channels who became business. Yep. Yeah, and then I don't do the clickbaity titles very well. So I tend to when they start doing clickbait stuff, I just if I wanted that kind of stuff, I'd watch TV, and I don't watch YouTube for that. I watch YouTube to learn and to see what my friends are up to. So I don't plan on ever getting to the point where like they say, oh, you got to do special thumbnails so people will click on them or whatever. I couldn't care less. Our treasured home got that tick disease. She's finally able to eat meat again. Wow. I didn't know that she had got it. I've heard of quite a few people around my neighborhood here that got it. Yeah, and I understand. I mean, there are channels out there that that's their sole income, but I'm not into that kind of YouTube. I'm not worrying about food until after the holidays. Mac would die if he didn't have his sweets, and I can't resist when in front of me. Well, see, I'm in a different situation where if I don't bring it into the house, it's not here. And then so I can't. I used to blame it on my ex because he was always baking cookies. But it's my fault if I'm overeating now because I can't blame anyone. I immediately turn off the clickbait. Yep. Can't stand the clickbait. And then when there was another thing that just popped in my head and it popped right back out again. But I'm trying to read and think at the same time. Alpha Gal. Yep. I knew it was alpha something, but I couldn't remember what. Right, Patty? If I go to the grocery store and I only go on the outside and get out of there, then I do okay. But it's when I start going up and down the aisles that I go, oh, that top ramen looks good, or, whatever. And chocolate is a food group. Right. I don't want to, it's kind of like the reality TV on the regular TV when it's all drama and it's all about, get the views, get the views. It's just a turn off for me. It's just like regular TV then, and I'll stop watching it. There were quite a few channels that I was watching because they were building stuff, and this was years ago. And then they started the clickbaity titles, and I was done. I can't do it. Oh, the other thing was, if they're working on a mobile home and you're rebuilding your mobile home, title this stuff like, hey, I did the water, or hey, I'm doing the sheet metal on the outside, or whatever. That way, when I go to find it again, I can find it. I don't have to go through all these viewed or weirdly titled videos to try and find when they did their electric or whatever, So they don't make it evergreen when they do the clickbaity titles, and it drives me nuts. I am my own worst enemy at times when it comes to food. Yep. I tried carnivore, but found myself adding veggies back in. Bacon is a must. I tried to do carnivore. I can't. So mine's mainly going to be carnivore with vegetables. Bacon and eggs, cheese, stuff like that. If you can make a living as a homesteader, family farms would still be abundant. Yep. I like to see projects and builds. Yeah, see, I do too, but I want to be able to go back and search your content and find the video where you were putting in your skirting around your mobile home or whatever. And if they don't do that, I wind up not watching them anymore. And chocolate is your high. I drink coffee. That's my caffeine source. But good quality ramen noodle and then making my own soup from that. I didn't know that they had other ramen besides the Marsh whatever. But I don't think they sell that at my store here, and I'm not driving an hour and a half to go get. I'll just cut out the ramen noodles. You know, Christy, I thought the same thing, but if you're not buying all the other stuff for a recipe, it winds up being cheaper. I mean, you don't have to eat steak every night, but just buying the meat and just eating the meat is it winds up being cheaper for me than, buying all the side dishes and all the other ingredients to make a dish. So, my channel name is Christy. My name is Christy and I'm a coffee addict. I love it. Just the noodles and use your own broth. So how do you get the noodles, Patty? I am over people spending 30 minutes on non-essential and only a few minutes on what they said it was going to be. Right. Where they do this like this hook title or whatever, and then you have to watch 45 minutes of video to find out what it was that they were talking about. Nope, not doing it. And I know it works for them, and that's great that it works for them, but it don't work for me watching it. Oh, that would be awesome, Patty. And then what I want to know is what's a good, like if I have a good pasta recipe, what's a good replacement for pasta? Or is there like a high protein pasta or something that you can use instead of just regular rigatoni? The Subway sandwich, I went to Subway once since I moved out here. It was a couple years ago now, probably 2 years ago. It was $18 for a foot-long sandwich, and that was the last time I went to Subway. I was like, I'm not paying no 20 bucks for a sandwich ever again. But I'll pay 25 bucks for a ribeye. Rice. But rice is a carb also, right? Like, what do people on, when they're doing the keto diet, what do they replace pasta with? I was sitting here thinking of that the other night because I have a really good pasta recipe, but I can't do the pasta. Time is the one item you can't get back. Use it wisely. Yep. I buy them at Chef's Choice store, but you can get them online. Cauliflower and zucchini. I could do zucchini. Because this is like a pepperoni pizza pasta recipe, and that would be good with zucchini. Yeah, this was when I went to Subway, it was right after I moved here. Before I had a stove and all that stuff, I stopped in there. And about died when I saw $18. And I know everything was higher because of COVID and all that stuff back then, but still, I'm not paying no $18 for a sandwich. Not when I could buy all the stuff and have sandwiches all week for that price. Chickpea pasta. I'll have to check that. Now, they won't have it in my store here, but I might be able to order it online or something. Yeah, last week, or I think the week before, I was out doing laundry and I was starving, so I stopped at Sonic. I won't be doing that again. That was like the first time in probably a year and a half maybe a year that I ate at a fast food place, and my body can't handle it. And I think a lot of it has to do with the grease that they fry the oil that they fry in or whatever, but my body can't do it. Yeah, I don't handle cauliflower all that well. So I know a lot of people do like the cauliflower instead of potatoes, but my body can't handle that. Eating out is only for convenience. Cost is better. Yep, if you make your own. Yeah, even McDonald's, it's like $18 for a dinner. Right, Christy? When my sister and I first moved to her property, right about the time I started YouTube, We used to, because we didn't have cooking facilities and we didn't have any electricity or whatever. So a lot of times we would just go to Subway and we'd get like a foot long sandwich, but we'd eat half of it one night for dinner and the other half the next night for dinner. And it was cheap. It was like $5 or $10 or something, but not now. It's like way expensive. Like all of them, it seems like after COVID, all the prices went sky high, and it never really came down afterwards. I still want to say when I went to Sonic, it was still like $12 or $13 for a hot dog, a drink, and some tater tots. Yeah, those were the good old days. I know we're like complaining about it now, but our parents are probably going, yeah, it was 50 cents when we were. For 50 cents, I used to get a loaf of bread and bologna and cheese and everything. Yeah. But Subway used to be my favorite fast food, and right, and the quality is worse. Yep. Well, I still think that a couple years ago, I had my throat was swollen, and I couldn't eat. I couldn't swallow anything, and it happened right after I was eating some McDonald's fries. And then they wanted to put a balloon down my throat to expand my throat again, and I decided I didn't really want to do that. And I started Googling it, and then I found out, some people said that they had the balloon thing done, and it only worked for a little while, and then they had to go have it done again, and that's why I decided against it. But then someone said that they started taking turmeric, which is an anti-inflammatory, and then it went away. That's what I did, and it went away. Um, and I thought of that when I was eating at Sonic that last week, but thankfully that didn't happen again. But I really think it has something to do with the oils that they fry their food in. Single cheeseburger, medium fry, and a medium drink. It's probably $13 to $15. Yep. Realizing food is health helps me. Yep, exactly, Patty. But then again, starving myself. That day I was running around here, and then I went to go do laundry, and it was like 4 o'clock, and I hadn't eaten anything all day. So I was like, oh, I just got to get something to eat before I pass out. And I was better off. I would have been better off just driving home and eating. Right. I think the minimum wage here, I think the people at McDonald's here make like some $18 an hour or something like that. Wages back in the day were a lot lower. Yep. When I started working, minimum wage was $3.35 an hour. Yeah, I think our minimum wage out here is higher than that, Patty. I think ours is 18. And I know in Washington it was like 18.50 or something. It was crazy. Oh wow, Christy. But you know what though? She might have had it stretched and then she wasn't eating the crap food anymore. Maybe. I don't know. I really think that it had to do with the oils um, in their French fries and stuff. 3.15. Yep. $1.75. Wow. I think that's what it was when my sister started working, and when I started working, she said, "Oh, I didn't get that much, minimum wage or whatever." She was making, I think, $2 an hour or something. She's like, "Oh, you got it made." And then that was my very first job, which was at McDonald's. But then I got a job at the Rat Factory, and then I was making like $12 an hour, which was unheard of. But I know that I have a vessel vehicle syncope reaction. When I eat really dry, like potatoes and bread, my heart will stop. try to stop if I use to do. That doesn't stop now, but it makes it hard to swallow. Oh, wow. Yeah, I started working full time at, I was like 13. Not full time, but I started working. My first job, I was 13, other than babysitting and mowing lawns for the neighbors, cleaning houses, all that other junk that we did to get money. But my parents were poor, so if I didn't work, I didn't get stuff. And when I turned 13, my mom said, if you want school clothes, you need to get a job. She said she would buy our undergarments, our clothes, our undergarments, our shoes, and our jacket, and anything else that we wanted for school clothes, we had to go get a job. And so I was kind of resentful because all my friends at school had like Jordache jeans and, Nike shoes and all this stuff. And I was like Kmart special. But as I grew older and my kids were young, I was a whole lot more appreciative of what my parents did because they taught us the value of a dollar. So when my kids were little, they were too little to work, but I would tell them, okay, it's time to go shopping for school clothes. You have $200. You have to buy shoes, a jacket, and then after we get the shoes and after we get the jacket and the undergarments, you can buy whatever you want with the rest of it. And so my kids learned that, they didn't want to pay $50 for a little Nike swoosh. They would rather just have the regular tennis shoes instead. Vasovagal syncope. Oh, wow. My kids started working part-time at 14. Son bought a car as old as him at 15. Nice. Mom bought socks and underwear, but jeans, t-shirts, and I mowed lawn, shoveled snow, and babysat. Yep. I actually wound up buying my sister's hand-me-downs because they were 4 years older than me. So they would sell me. I didn't get hand-me-downs. I got buy-me-downs. I would buy their old clothes off of them, and then they'd take the money and go buy new clothes. So I was always 4 years out of fashion. I remember riding my bike 5 miles to town to mow an older lady's lawn. Ooh, a riding lawnmower. We didn't get to do that. I used to help a neighbor. She was doing some kind of thing where they would send her all these parts and she would assemble stuff. And so I used to go over and help her assemble stuff, and she would give us like 5 cents for each one we put together or something like that. But so I know we did that a lot, mowed a lot of lawns. Maybe that's why I don't like mowing anymore, but we mowed a lot of lawns, babysat, cleaned houses, walked dogs. We did whatever we could, shoveled dog poop in the backyard. I ironed my dad's work shirts for 25 cents a piece. Wow. Nice. Yeah, as soon as I could get a job. When I was 13, I was doing modeling for this beauty salon. And so he would like perm my hair, and then he'd take pictures, and then he'd print flyers, and then we'd go put the flyers out on the cars and stuff. So I was getting free perms and free haircuts, and then we got so much for each flyer that we put up on cars. Yeah, I know. I think we got $1 a week for allowance, but that was only if we did our chores. If we weren't doing chores, we didn't get nothing. And once we started working, then we weren't doing chores at home anymore. So my mom had to do her own cleaning. But we always had to do my mom didn't do our laundry for us or any of that stuff. We had to do it ourselves. I can't find a teenager now to work. Yep. Same thing here. My friend's grandson, I want him to come out and help me. He's good for until he It's enough money for whatever game he wants, and then he's like done. And I get it. I mean, he's a kid and he needs to go be a kid too, but the mentality of kids today is totally different than when I was growing up. And I had a wonderful worker in Washington, Jameson. He was awesome. He'd come out and you just tell him what you needed done, and then you could walk off, and he would be out there working his tail end off. But he's in Washington. I raised and took care of ducks and had to shovel out cow stalls and clean udders. My dad, my dad would have us go outside, and the dogs, we had a bunch of dogs when I was growing up, and they always used the bathroom on the side of the house in between, it's like that back side of the house in between the next door neighbor. And the dogs would use that as their bathroom, and we would go out there with bags and a shovel and shovel for hours, shoveling dog poop into these bags, put them in the back of my dad's truck, all for a large Slurpee. Like, and we were like happy to do it. We're like, oh, we're going to get a Slurpee from 7-Eleven. We'd be out there for hours shoveling dog poop for a Slurpee. My granddaughters are pretty good at helping when they come and spend the weekend, but they are teenagers now. Yep. I had one young man a couple years ago that was great, but then everyone wanted him, and then he grew up and got a career and job. That's what happened with Jameson. When I was moving here, he was graduating from college and high school at the same time, and then he went off to state college, and my sister in Oregon made her boys do laundry as teenagers. Youngest tried to borrow older ones' clean shirts, so older one would put a lock key on his bedroom door. I worked as a bather brusher at a groom shop and then PetSmart. Nice. In the 60s, we only got 25 cents a week, and that was when we got into the first grade. We started getting that. Wow. Yeah, my son was like 7 years old, and he had to do his own laundry. My thought behind that was that at 4 years old, he knew how to work a VCR, so he sure as heck could work a washing machine. So, but yeah, my kids were, I taught them to cook. I taught them to do their own laundry. I taught them to do all that stuff way young. And then my son would say, why do I have to do the dishes all the time? I'm like, because I did them for 18 years. I'm a pro at it. You need practice. Get in there and do them. I wanted to run away to Lancaster and become Amish. That's funny. But the Amish kids do a lot of work. Anyhow, guys, it's been an hour and I need to get off of here so I could go get something done today. I don't know what it's going to be yet. It might be mowing my lawn. Look, I'm going to show you guys. I showed them on the Wednesday morning chat, but I think you could see it out this window. Remember the seeds I planted? It's all green out there. That's lawn all the way up my street. I don't know if you could see it. There's puppies. But that's all lawn up there. I'm so excited. So I need to Google and find out how soon after you plant seeds that you can mow it. I think you have to wait. But when my daughter made her stepdaughters do their own laundry, they stopped wearing clothes an hour. Yep, exactly. I know, I'm excited for the grass, but I got to Google and see if I can mow it yet. If I can mow it today, I'm going to, just because I can. You guys all have a wonderful day. I will see you all next Friday. Members, I'll see you on Monday morning. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.